We are going to have some fun in this training. I am going to teach you how to use ChatGPT, which is an AI text generator, and Canva to create 30 social media posts all at one time. Now we're gonna go through it step by step so you can do it, but can you imagine setting this up, doing it, boom, you got 30 days, and then a week or so before the end of the month, doing it again, you got 30 days for the next, all taken care of for you using ChatGPT and the Canva system with the Canva bulk add-on or app. Okay, so we're going to do that, and I'm going to take you step by step, and we're going to show you how to do it, and it's going to be exciting, and we're going to have some fun, and I'll try to make it as easy and fun as possible, so stay tuned. We're going to be doing it. Okay, so we're going to start with the ChatGPT setup. So if you have never used ChatGPT before, you can go to chat.openai.com, and it's going to actually kind of take you to this page, I think, automatically. If it doesn't, you can click on sign up, and you just click on sign up and sign up. I already have an account, and you don't need to pay for it. It's a free account. You can upgrade to get some benefits. I'm not sure what they are, but you could. So I'm going to log in here. And okay, now, so once you've logged in, you've got this page. It's got a ton of different things that you can look at for how to generate different prompts and everything else. To be honest, I very, very seldom look at it, but they're there if you want to. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a list of quotes with authors, about 35 of them. That way, if there's some that are unknown or we don't like, we don't have to use. We got some buffer there in what we have. Now, I'm going to take you to my. I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to go to Notes here, and I've started a file here. I've got them all over the place, so I figured I better organize them. But I created a new folder for ChatGPT, and this is the text or the prompt that we're going to send to ChatGPT to have ChatGPT generate what we want. So create 35 full quotes. I don't want, this is the end of the ... whatever, or something like that. I want the full quote about motivation and inspiration. And you can choose anything. You can choose business, finances, money, recipes, whatever you want, along with their authors. And I want it in a table separating the quotes from the authors. So I'm just going to grab this, and I'll put this in the notes below in the description. And I'm going to copy it, Command-C or Control-C, and I'm going to go back to ChatGPT, and I'm just going to paste it down here. Okay?
Motion detected at the front door.
And then all I'm going to do is hit Enter. And now you can see, sure, I'm going to do it. And look, it puts it in a table and starts generating these quotes. Now, at this point, this is all you have to do. Now, if you don't like what's going on and, I want to tweak the prompt or something, you can say stop generate and then retype a new prompt or copy it again and again and make some changes or so forth. Once it gets done, you'll see here that you've got an option at the bottom that says regenerate. Again, and so you could hit it again and it'll do the same thing over again and give you some more. But if you like these and they seem like it's doing what you needed to do, then you just let it play out, and at the end it says, I hope you like this, right? So we're going to let this play out here a little bit. Should be getting close to the end. And the cool part about this is it's generating some quotes that for some of these people I've never heard. Like the Thomas Edison one I've heard before, but that one of about Henry Ford, I hadn't heard that one before. So once it's done, it'll finish doing it, and you can regenerate these, do whatever you want with them. Okay, and I think it's just kind of waiting now. And if I want to regenerate, I can say regenerate, and it'll start doing some more. Okay, that's it for initially setting up GPT. Very, very simple. You just tell it what you want, what format you want, and so forth. And you'll see why I've told it in a table separating the the quote from the author, you'll see why I did that and how that makes sense when we get into Canva. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. We're going to move on to Canva. Okay, here we are in Canva. Now, obviously, Canva has a free version and a paid version, and I believe the paid version is like 12 something, 10.99, 11.99, 12.99, something like that. So it's no more than $13 a month, and I would encourage you if you can do that. It's well worth it. If not, that's okay too. I'll have a link in the bio and the description on where you can get your copy of Canva. I'm also using the app. You can do it on your web browser like Google Chrome. Go to canva.com and work from there. Or and I think that's available on the Windows too, on Windows PCs. But on my Mac, I just got the app because it's a lot easier to work with, and for me, it's just better than being in a browser. The other side of it is that I can use the app whether I have the internet or I can do what I need to do, and once I get to the upload. So, all right. So without further ado, let's get started. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a design, and we're going to do this based on Instagram. You can take what I'm teaching you and use it for Pinterest. You could use it for Facebook posts. You could use it for anything you want. You're just creating graphics. And I think Instagram's the easiest to show because that's typically what you put up on Instagram, and Pinterest is just graphics. So I'm going to click create a design, and then I'm going to do a search on Instagram. Okay. And we want to do the portrait. And you just click on it and you get this blank canvas. Now, the first thing that I want to do is, and you can do this in any order, but I want to set up some guidelines because when you go to Instagram and it's showing all of your posts and stuff, they're in a square mode, even though when people click on them, they're in this portrait mode. So I want to make sure that anything I design text-wise is within that square mode, okay? And that square mode is 1080 pixels by 1080 pixels. Now, there's an easy way to do it. I can go over here and I can type in rectangle, or I can just hit the letter R and it creates a rectangle, okay? And by holding, I believe, the shift and the command, it stays the size. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, and by holding shift command, it kind of stays where you need it to be. Actually, I'm not going to hold the shift and command. I'm just going to drag it because I want it to be 1080 wide. And now see those little numbers there? I want it to be 1080 wide by 1080 high. So once I've got it there, I'm going to make sure that this is in the middle. Okay. So I've got equal bottom and top. And if you don't have your ruler here, you're going to want to click Shift R. Shift R toggles the ruler on and off. And then you just go up to the ruler and see how I got the double arrows there? You're going to drag one down first. Here, just so it clicks to the top. And then you're going to drag one down so it clicks to the bottom. Now, it's going to look like it disappeared, but it didn't. It only shows up under the white. Okay? And then I'm going to click on my square again, and then I'm going to hit the trash can. Okay, so now I've got these two guidelines, and that will help me once I put this all together the way I want, in the right format and so forth. Okay. So next, I want to look for an image or a template. So I'm just going to go over here under Elements, and I'm going to look for photos. Okay, so I can go over here. Actually, I'm going to say, because this is motivational, I'm going to type in inspirational. Okay, but then what I want to do is I want to go up here on these little bars, and I want to say I want to look for verticals. I want to look at all the verticals, and then on photos here, I want to click see all. So I've got all these options here that I can use. Right? I'm just going to drag one over here and have it fill up the screen. Okay. Now I've got my photo there. Now, here's another way that you can do this. You could just get rid of this altogether and just start looking for templates. Okay. So under the elements, you could look for Instagram templates, whatever, let's say Instagram. Okay. Templates. And you can see there's tons of them that you can go look for. For me personally, I know I've already got the size I want, and I want to design from there whatever I want to put in it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some text. So I'm going to add heading. You can add heading, add a subheading, text, whatever. I just want it to be big. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to ChatGPT, and I'm going to grab one of these bigger ones, okay? Because I want to make sure I've got enough space. And I'm going to just highlight that quote, Command or Control C, and I'm going to go and paste it in here, okay? Now, you can see it's black, so you can't hardly see it, right? So I'm going to go up here to the text color, and I'm going to choose white. If it doesn't work the first time, click off of it, then click on it, and then do it again. Okay, so now you see it's white. I may want to take the indents in here just a tad on each side so that it's not pushing right up against the edges. Okay, and then I'll place this somewhere. The next thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to duplicate this. Oh, and if you want to change the font, here's how you can change the font. Let's say I want Futura. I want this to be dark or bold, and I'm going to say I want this to be 48. So I want it to be pretty decent size. Okay. So there's maybe 48 is a little bit big. Let's try 42. Okay. There's the box that's going to hold my quote. Then I'm going to hit either the duplicate or, and I don't know what it is on the PC, but on the Mac, I can hold my Option key down and just drag this down, and I get an automatic duplicate. If you don't want to do it that way, you can just click on here and hit the duplicate, and you've got a duplicate, and you can do the same thing. And now what I'm going to do is again, go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to grab the author, and I'm going to double click on this, and then you can do Command A or Control A. It highlights the whole thing, and then paste or Control or Command V, right? And then I'm going to drag this down. Okay. Remember, you can see I'm trying to stay within these lines because so that it turns square, I'm going to have everything I need on. So that's that text. Now I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to duplicate the Steve Jobs because I want to, and I'm going to bring this in a little bit, but I want to take this and make it my website. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click off and then click on again. I'm going to get rid of the bold, and I'm going to make this a tad bit smaller. Okay. Maybe even smaller. 32. Okay. And I'm going to grab this in, and I'm going to put this down kind of in the bottom. I'm going to move this down to the bottom. I'm going to move this down a little bit more. And I almost got it. But the last thing I want to do is I want to put a little line kind of breaking up the quote and the author's name. Very simple. All I do is hit the L key, and it generates this line, right? And I'm going to drag that line right down here, and I'm going to go up here where you see the line color, and I'm going to make that line white, okay? Now, if I decide I want to make these all the same distance apart, I can just drag. Now, all I'm doing is taking my cursor outside of the graphic and going and highlighting everything. You see it grabbed everything.
selected at the front
Then
door.
I'm going to go up here to position under arrange, and I'm going to say space evenly vertically. Okay. So now if I click off of that, you see it's all vertically equally spaced and it looks a little bit more aesthetically. I could stop right now and this could be one of my posts, right? Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great, and the only way to do great work is to love you. One of Steve Jobs' quotes that I love is, find a way to work in your passion and you'll never work a day in your life. So I love this. So you've actually got one created. Now the challenge with this is I could just keep going, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. So I could duplicate this and then find a different picture, find a different quote, copy and paste from my ChatGPT, put this all in there and do another one, right? That's one way of doing it. That's the long way of doing it. Okay? And let me show you that real quick. I duplicated this. I clicked on the wrong. I don't want to click on this trash can. I want to click on this one here that's talking about that page. So I click on that, and now I'm down to one. Okay. I'm going to show you how to bulk create 30 of these. Okay. So there's one more thing that you want to do. Okay. You want to do a search over here on frame. Oops. I'm sorry. You don't want to be in text. You want to be in elements. You want to be in elements, and you want to type in frame and do a search, and you'll see here's all the frames. Okay. So you're going to do see all, and I'm going to just, I want a portrait one. So I'm going to click on, drag this one over, and I'm going to make it so that it fills everything. So that it covers the whole thing. Okay, and if it feels like it's not, I'm going to do this. May not be the one I want. I may want. Oh yeah, there you go. This one with the frame. It seems to style out, zoom up. So I chose the one with the frame, but I'm going to grab it so it's outside of it. Okay, so this is all I've got. Now, here's a trick. When I go to position, when I click on position up here, I'm going to go to layers, and here's all my layers. So here's the line, the text, here's the image, okay? I want this to be this frame, which is right here. I want this to be on the bottom, okay? And this is my background. And I'm going to show you why I want this. You can't put it below it. But I'm going to get rid of the background, okay? I'm going to say detach it from the background. And I'm going to get rid of this image. So now when I go back to elements and I find in let's say inspirational, or let's do motivational this time. When I find a motivational, I'm going to again go up here to the filters. I'm going to say I just want verticals, right? And I want photos. Okay, they couldn't find any for motivational, so let's try inspirational. Okay, so I get this inspirational one, and let's say I want to use this one here. Okay, and you notice this one's got a crown. That means if you don't have Pro, you're not going to have those. And you could go up there if you didn't have Pro. You could go up here and you could say, just show me the free one. Okay, again, I would recommend you. And when I drag this over top of that frame, you see how it automatically puts it exactly where I want. Okay, that's why you want that frame in it. So I'm going to leave this just like it is. We're done with this part of Canva, and now as far as the design part, but now I'm going to show you an amazingly cool trick. So if you go to apps, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go up here and you're going to type bulk, and then click enter. Okay, maybe you have to type the whole thing. Okay, under apps. I think it's because I've already downloaded it. So let me see if I can. Okay, so let's go to apps. Let's go to bulk, and you don't have to, it comes right up. Okay, so you just click here to add it. Okay, and once you add it there, it's going to always be there. Okay, so this is your bulk create, and this is just so very cool. So you could upload a CSV file. Let's say you had an Excel spreadsheet that had your quotes, your author, and your images and all that stuff. You could do all of it. But if you don't, that's okay. We're going to stop there for that because there's one other thing that I forgot to do that we need to do first. Okay, we need to go back to elements. Here we've got inspiration. We've got to have 30 different pictures. And here's the easy way to do it. Okay, let's say this one here. I like this one. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to say add to folder. And I'm going to create a new folder. And I'm going to call this Inspirational. Okay, so it's going to add it to that folder. Now I'm going to find. Now I'm only going to do 10 to show you real quick, so it doesn't take us forever. But here, I like this one here. So I'm going to say right click on it. I'm going to say add to folder. You'll see my inspirational folder there now. And I'm going to say add. And then I'm going to maybe take this one here. Oops. Do that. Right click, add to folder, choose inspirational, click on that. Okay. So I'm going to just keep going down here, see if I can find some more inspirational ones. Okay. Here's one that looks pretty inspirational. Add to folder, inspirational. Boom. That's 3. Okay. Keep going through here. Don't want to do one with text, okay? Because you're just gonna take your text. Maybe this pretty scene right here. So wedding scene. Inspirational. Boom. Okay, you just keep going until you find the ones. This one's kind of cool. You find the ones that you like. So that's number 6. Remember, you want to do 30 of them. So this is probably the longest time frame wise that you have to do. This is going to take you the most amount of time, and it's worthwhile going through and picking some decent ones. I'm just grabbing some right now. Here's cool. Looks like Mountainside of Arizona. Inspirational, that makes 8. 2 more. Cool. The folder, inspirational. 1 more to go. That one. Oops. Again, be sure you right click. I'm on a magic mouse. If you don't get all the way over to the left or right when you click, it doesn't bring up the right menu. And there we go. Now we've got 10. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to my bulk create. So we've got our 10 photos, we've got our quotes for sure, and I'm going to say enter data manually. And it's going to give me this spreadsheet looking window, and I'm going to clear the table, but then I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to go all the way up to the top here. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Mark Zuckerberg's the 10th one. But here's what you want to do. You want to make sure you go all the way from the title bar up here. Okay, so you want to start, just hold your mouse down and start and go all the way until you get all 10 of those. And then either Command or Control C to copy. Okay, you can always right click and say copy. And now you're going to go back to Canva. You're going to click up here where the little T is, not in this white cell, but in the T. And you're going to hit Command or Control V. Boom. Look at that. You've already got your quotes and your author. The last thing you want to do is click on Add Image. Now you want to go, now this is you're going to have to do manually. So when you do your 30, you're going to have to do this manually for 30 of them, but that's okay. Again, the images are the longest the long pole in the tent, as they say. So that, and it's worth it. So I'm going to click plus. I'm going to go to my inspirational folder because they're all in one spot. I'm going to click the first one. Then I'm going to go again and
Motion detected at the front door.
I'm going to click inspiration point for the second one. Now I'm going to go to inspiration point for the third one, and I'm just making sure that I'm, getting. Let's see, that was inspiration falls, inspiration point. So I'm just looking and making sure I'm getting the next one on the list. Wedding decorations. This one. And then the last one, obviously just go to the last. Now, that's it. You've got them all done. Now you would have to do 30, and on ChatGPT you would want to select all the way down to the last one. If you wanted to do all 35, that's fine. And now I say done. Okay. So here's what I've got here. And okay. And it's saying that three data fields are defined. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And now, okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on where I've got my text, and I'm going to right click on it. And now you see you've got this connect data. So I want to connect data to motivational inspiration. Okay. Under Steve Jobs, I want to right click on that. I want to connect data to the author. On this one, okay, and if you're not sure if you've got the frame, you can always go up into position and make sure that it's highlighted. Okay, but I want to click on this and do the same thing. I want to connect it to the image. Now I'm done connecting my database to my template. I'm going to say continue, and you can see it's going to give me all of them. So if I've done 35 and there's a couple that I don't want, let's say I don't want this one, believe in yourself, I can uncheck it. Okay. Now, here's the magic. All you do is say, generate 10 pages. And I'm going to go over here down at the bottom where the zoom is. I'm going to click on this grid view here. And so I change it, and look at that. If I'd have done 30, I would have had 30 of them. All ready to go with everything I needed on them. Author, quote, everything that's there. Now, if you want to go in and modify one, you can just double click on it. I can go in and modify them. I can do anything I want. Now, this one here, the other thing that I might do is I might, again, hit the R and put a rectangle here and take this rectangle and fill the whole screen. And I might go up here to the color and make this black. And then I'm going to go over here to transparency, and I'm going to maybe bump it down to something that's maybe around 60. Okay. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm going to go back here, do a continue, and I'm going to generate these pages again and make the background picture a little bit darker so the text stands out. So I'm going to generate again. And when it's done, you see how these now are darker? Okay, so here's the first ones. Okay, here's the second ones. They're a little bit darker, a little bit cleaner. Then I can go back here to this tab here. I can make some more changes and generate it again, right? And all I'm doing is I'm going. Let's say I want this to be a blue color, dark blue, a purple, maybe just blue. Okay, I can do that, and I can go here and I can say generate 10 more pages. It's going to generate those 10 pages, and now here is what those look like. Here's what the black look like. Here's what the images without anything behind them. So I might decide, okay, I like these the best. Then I just go up to share. I say download, make sure it's all 30 pages or whatever it is, and boom, I've got 30 days worth. Instagram post, boom, done like. And I just every day do. So if you do this at the end of each month, you've got the next month all planned out. If you want to do the same thing with Facebook posts or Pinterest posts, what a great way to do it. And you can use Chat GPT to generate you all kinds of different things. It doesn't have to be just quotes. But this really makes it easy for you to put at least one quote up every day and you get it done. It's nice and swift. So again, if I go back to this first tab, I can, do whatever I want with this, change it up, make it different, generate the 10, and I've got them there. It just creates a new tab each time, and I'm good to go however I want it. I hope this has been as fun and exciting to you as it was to me when I figured it out. This bulk create is huge. It's going to save you a ton of time. Go through this video step. It helps you change your social. God bless you.